So today we have a very special video for you guys. As you can tell by the title of today's video, what we're going to be doing is randomizing every player's rating within career mode, and we're going to do this a total of 3 times. So yeah, 3 different attempts, and I want to emphasize that we are just going to be focusing on the Premier League today. So I'm sorry if you guys may be a fan of another league, but we're just going to be looking at, teams from the Premier League. We may look at a few players outside the Premier League, but for the most part, we're just sticking with the Prem. So 3 different teams for each go-around right here, and we will look at other teams outside of the Premier League, but we're just going to try to keep our focus on one. And to start things off, let's go with Liverpool. And no reason whatsoever. I don't know, I just felt like choosing Liverpool. So yeah, let's get into attempt number 1 right here. And for this one, I'm going to try to just use teams in the Premier League that are in the Champions League as well. Let's just make sure, confirm, yes, Liverpool are indeed in the Champions League. So yeah, let's get into this one, boys. We're just going to be using teams that are Premier League teams that are in the Champions League so we can see how they do in that competition. Let's get into this career mode. So we are here in the career mode, and as you guys are about to see in just 1 second as I go to the squad hub, the teams, the players on the teams are their ratings. They're not random. These are their original ratings. What I'm going to do now to change this is go to the FIFA cheat engine, which you guys aren't going to be able to see, but I am of course on the PC version, and it's going to let us randomize every player's rating, not just on Liverpool, but every player in the entire game of FIFA. All right, so just like that, everyone should be randomized. Of course, you guys didn't see anything, but I had to go off to the cheat engine, change everything. Let's take a look at first Liverpool's team, and then we'll look at other players from around the world, and then we'll get into the simulation. And we're going to do this 3 times just so hopefully we're going to have different winners of the Champions League and Premier League. So let's look at this lineup for Liverpool, see who their highest rated player is. So to see who their best players are, what we're going to do, I guess we could organize by rate or overall. I was going to organize by the players who are valued the most. We'll do that second, but first let's sort by the highest rated player, and our highest rated player is Markovic at a 78 overall. Weird. Okay, so 78, that isn't very high whatsoever. So we can look at Markovic right here, and we can look at other players as well. Pretty much what's happened is his rating has been randomized, every single attribute. So it's not just his rating, but all of his attributes were randomized, and his age was randomized as well. And I think a few other things were randomized. His potential was randomized, and that might be it. I can't quite remember, honestly. Let's move on down the list. We have Mane at a 77 overall. He got a huge downgrade, and oh my god, Sadio Mane, 15 years of age. That is hilarious. So a bunch of our players who are out on loan are some of our top rated players, but we're not going to end up recalling them. Van Dijk downgraded 22 to a 63 overall. We got Wijnaldum, Robertson. I want to see where Mo Salah is. Mo Salah, 61 rated in 36 years of age. His potential is probably going to be so bad. I could see him being in the 40s by the end of this year. We got Naby Keita. Oh my god, let's see who our lowest rated player is. I think I saw it, and I think it's freaking Milner. That is too funny. Out of every player who could have been the lowest rated, again, it was completely random, and it's funny because it's freaking Milner. Oh my god, James Milner, Thomas Milner. And here's a look at our starting 11 going into the season. Of course, this is not updated, so this was the original starting 11 before any players were randomized. I'm not going to change the starting 11 since we're just going to be simming everything. I'm just going to let the computer do it itself because, honestly, man, I don't really know who to put in or who to take out because everyone is just terrible. So what we're going to do now is look through some other teams, some other leagues, and find some players that have some poor ratings. We'll look at a few different teams for each separate simulation. The first team we're looking at is going to be Real Madrid. Let's see who their top rated players are. Oh my god, this is terrible. Carvajal at a 71. Not too shabby for him, but everyone else is in the 50s and the 60s. Oh, 70 for Marcelo. 76 for Modric. Man, it is just going to be hard. Will we ever see a single player in even the 80s? I don't even know. Next up, Barcelona. Let us check and see what Lionel Messi is. Let's just look at their attackers for this. Messi, what are we saying? He's a 60 rated player, 28 years old. I wish everyone wasn't in like the 60s and 50s and 70s. I want to see more high-rated players in this. Suarez, a 59 overall. All right, let's look at Juve. Let's see what Cristiano Ronaldo's rating is for them. Again, we're just going to look at attackers for this. Oh my God, Ronaldo's 36 years of age and he's 51 years old, or 51 years old. He's 36 years old and he's 51 overall. What the heck did I just say right there? Cristiano Ronaldo absolutely butchered. Because everyone's randomized, it's just gonna be funny to see what happens, because literally anything could happen. Anyone could do good and anyone could do poorly, because the ratings are just completely random. And Ronaldo's wage, $9,000 a week. Could you imagine if he was making that much? I guarantee you now his contract, he makes that probably every single minute, honestly. Since we're going to be doing this 3 times, I'll look at more teams in different simulations. But I want to get this first one over quickly. And I want to see who wins the Premier League, Champions League, all those competitions. Liverpool, from the looks of it, isn't going to do well. But I think a lot of teams are going to be in the same boat where they don't have a lot of high-rated players. Literally anything could happen. Let's find out. Let's get into this this first attempt. Here we go. Well, this did not go as planned. Our contract has gotten terminated. I can guarantee this is going to be the same way in every single one of these that we do. And I feel like every manager has to be getting sacked because every player is just terrible in these simulations. Please say, oh my God, we have one offer and it's from a team from the French league. Let's just take this job. I mean, we have to for this one, and we're just going to sim to the end of the season here. Maybe this team, because it was randomized as well, maybe we'll have some high-rated players. Let's just check out their squad really quickly and see how their team is doing. We do not want to go to the Global Transfer Network, and then we'll sim the season with this team, and I guess we'll get a look here at the French league. Oh my God, everyone here is going to be terrible as well. Let me sort. Yeah, we have no one in the 70s. Oh my God. All right, let's just sim it. Okay, I guess we're going to be going for the record of most contracts terminated in a single season. Our second one has been terminated. Let's see which teams are going to offer for us next. This is too funny, man. So another team from the French league. And why does it say their current record is -1, -1, and -1? That, am I the only one seeing this? That makes zero sense. Let's accept the job here. And hopefully we can finish the season with this team instead of getting sacked again. What month are we in? So this team's actually doing decently well in the league. Okay, so we're in April. We literally have 2 months. Can we survive 2 months? Let's find out. Okay, so we didn't get sacked. We finished the end of the year. Let's check out some of the leagues around the world. So here in the French league, I think PSG might still have won. How they did. That is insane. PSG still won the league. Even though everyone was randomized, somehow, some way, PSG won it. And it's funny because at the beginning of this episode, I was like, we're only focusing on the Champions League and the Premier League. But we got sacked. Things happened and we ended up here. We can still check the Champions League, though. Let us see if there's any surprises. It's Atletico Madrid beating this team, a Portuguese team who I'm not sure. I don't honestly know who they are. Is this actually a real team? Because I don't see this team in the Xbox version when I play it. I don't know why they're here. Who is this team? If you know who they are, let me know. Other semifinalist. Yeah, Galatasaray was a semifinalist. It's just so funny to look at this, man. You see some really random teams making it far here in the Champions League. Before we begin into our second go-around of this, I do want to look at the Premier League because that's what we were focusing on. Let me see. Chelsea winning. Spurs, United, Arsenal, Man City. Oh my God. It looks like a normal league table. What I think happened here is because we weren't in this league, it just throws out a default list of teams and how they were to do, because that would not make sense if every player was randomized. I don't know why. I feel like some other random teams would be in there. Weird. Let's just go into attempt number 2 and hopefully we don't get sacked this time. Attempt number 2, we are into it. I decided to go with Manchester United as our second team. Remember, I'm trying to stay in the Premier League. That is only if, well, we don't get sacked again. We'll see if that happens, ladies and gentlemen. But we're in it with Manchester United. Let us see what we can do. Everyone has been randomized once again. Let's get into the squad hub and see some player ratings. Again, we're going to start with the overall. We're going to sort it, and I'm just going to hope we get some high-rated players. Kieran O'Hara is our top-rated player at 77. De Gea is up there too. 73 rating for him, and a 32-year-old age is what he's been given. Then we have Lukaku, Young, Rashford. So some of our highest-rated players are players that were originally our highest-rated players. They've still been downgraded, though. Rashford is 11 years old. Oh my god, that is hilarious. Hopefully he has some good potential because he is going to be playing for a while. Could you imagine being 11 years old and being on Manchester United's team? Let's just keep scrolling down here. And do we have anyone younger? I want to see ages. Can we do that? Let's go to attributes. We can see the age. Let's see who our youngest players are. I think the youngest age you can be is 10 years old. Yes, that is true. Ethan Hamilton. No idea who that is, but he's also 10 years old. Then we have Rashford, and we can just keep on scrolling. Yeah, I'm gonna guess we probably get sacked again. So instead of going team by team, I'm just gonna look at the Premier League as a whole. Let's click on this right here. Now we are gonna scroll through each player, and hopefully we are going to see some changes here. A lot of players still in the 50s. Aguero, 30 years old, 64 overall, man. I want to see a high-rated player. We haven't seen too many high-rated ones. We have Toby Alderweireld, 76 overall. I keep wanting to say years old. No, he's 23 years old. How am I getting those two messed up? Still not a lot of high-rated players. I wish there was kind of a way you could go through and see the highest-rated players in the league. I'm trying to think if there's a way. I just don't think there is. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, not too many changes here. Well, I mean, there's a lot of changes, but not too many high-rated changes. I wish it just randomized the overall, but the reason everyone is kind of in the 40s, 50s, or 60s, some in the 70s, is because each individual stat is randomized. So because each individual one is randomized, a lot of times you're going to get each number to average out around the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. So that's why we have yet to see a player who is 80 overall. I'm just scrolling through as fast as I can looking for a high-rated player. I don't think we're going to find it. Here's a look at a Manchester United starting 11. Yeah, their highest-rated players are Lukaku and De Gea. Sanchez at a 56. Pogba at a 63. Oh my god. Crazy stuff we're seeing here. Okay, let's just sim to the end of the year. And I'm just praying that we don't get sacked. Like, please, I just want to finish one whole season. We will see. And one of the reasons I want to do that is because I want to see how the Premier League finishes. I'm not convinced that in our last simulation that was actually how the Premier League finished. I think that was just FIFA simulating by itself and just picking random teams, picking the best teams it thought to finish top of the table. Let's just get into this one. Let's sim. Hopefully next time you see me, I'm still manager of Manchester United. So this is good news. We have made it through the season without being sacked. So I'm guessing that means we probably finished somewhat high in the table. We're about to find out. Oh my god, 10th place. So with Liverpool, we must have just been the worst team in the league, and that's why we got sacked. Let's see who ended up winning the league. So Chelsea in 16th, Man City relegated along with Cardiff City and Newcastle. Hilarious that Manchester City's going down. That's funny, and I don't mean that it's funny and that I'm a United fan over a City fan. People just get way too serious with that stuff. I don't have a favorite team in England or even in Europe. I just kind of watch football. You guys know I'm an FC Cincinnati fan in the MLS. That's really the only team I have an allegiance to. That and the U.S. national team. With that being said, let's find out who won the league. Spurs, Arsenal, Wolves, Southampton, Fulham, Liverpool, Huddersfield. Who does that leave left? I can't think of them. It's Everton. Everton winning the league. Oh my god. Do we have any Everton fans out there that are happy to see Everton in the first place? We might have to go look at Everton's team. You know what? Let's do it. Let's look at Everton's team and see who was on it before we get into seeing who won the Champions League. Let's see what made Everton so good. Search that. Search. No, oh my god, I am just terrible. Hold up. Okay, Everton's team. They have to have at least one player who's an 80 overall, right? Like, come on, at least one player. It just doesn't make sense. 77 for Lookman is their highest rated player so far. Other than that, man, Oh, they do. Stecklenburg. That is why they won. An 84 rated keeper. That will do it. Our first 80 rated player that we've seen in today's video is Stecklenburg. And you guys know, you've seen in my past videos, if you have a good goalkeeper in simulations, your team will do extremely well. So that's why Everton won right there. All right, before we get into attempt number 3, we got to find out who won the Champions League. Let's see. It's Roma. We have an Italian side winning. A lot of people in real life would probably, you know, expect Juve to win, but since we've randomized leagues, it's Roma winning. Spurs making it to the semifinals, Real Madrid. And this other team that made it to the final, I'm not even sure who they are, but big ups to them. Quarterfinals, yeah, you just see some random teams. You see some familiar faces. We got Liverpool in there. We got Barcelona. Round of 16 action. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to see that the final is between these two teams right here. Okay, enough of that. Let's get into our third and final attempt. So our third and final attempt, let's get into it. We went with Spurs. I just went with 3 teams who are doing fairly decent this year in the Premier League. So sorry if I missed one of your favorite teams. It literally doesn't make a difference, guys. We're just kind of going through randomly here. Let's see who we have. And let's start out first, as always, with the team we're using. And overall, Christian Eriksen, 16 years of age, is our top player, followed by Vorm. I really just want to look at the top players on each team. We got Son, 31 years old, 61 overall. Where is Harry Kane? That's the person that I want to see here. Dele Alli, 55. And then there's Harry Kane, who's 16 years of age and 53 overall. He has gone down 36 points in his overall. It's too funny, man. This is just, I don't know. I think this is a cool cheat that we've used on FIFA. But also, I don't know why you'd ever want to use this. Like, would anyone really, realistically want to use this cheat? Gabriel Jesus, 56 overall. Do I want to go team by team? How do I want to do this for our final little attempt right here? So for this one, let's just look at some big teams here. First one is going to be PSG, and we're kind of just looking at attackers. Cavani, 50 overall for him. What's our boy Mbappe at? 60 overall, 66 for Neymar. Yeah, PSG not looking good. They won the league in our first attempt. This attempt, though, probably not going to do much. Let's give the Bundesliga some love and check out Dortmund. Again, kind of just looking at attackers here, and maybe now I want to look at Royce. So let's find our man Marco Royce here. Just look at some of the other players along the way. 56 overall. We can look at Sancho as well. 51 overall. 16 years old for Sancho. This dude's an actual stud, man. I've loved watching him play. And, well, I probably wouldn't like watching him play in this career mode. 51 overall. Not a very good player, but then again, no one is good in these in this experiment, I should say. Let's make Bayern Munich our last team right here, and we can just give them a quick glance. I want to see more 80 rated players. We haven't seen much. Yeah, I mean, Iron Robin, one of their highest rated players, at a 70, 74 overall for Rudy. So far in this, we've seen one 80 rated player with Stecklenburg. Let's just get into it. Let's sim the season. Again, I'm praying we don't get sacked this time. Let's find out, though, our final attempt, sim the season, and see who's going to win it this year. Here it is. Let's end today's video off. If you guys want to see more videos like this, I know this one was just extremely random. I don't know if you guys enjoyed this one or not, but I definitely did. Just seeing players that are normally amazing and their attributes are just randomized in. Again, we saw players like Harry Kane go down like 30 points in their overall. Let's see, where did Spurs finish? Oh my god, they almost got relegated. Wow, 15th place for them. Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, and Fulham all getting relegated. Who will be our teams that win the league, though, or claim the Champions League spots? Wolves gets the first one. Man United gets the third. Arsenal. And then our winning team is going to be, it is Burnley. Burnley wins the league. Look how well they did. Again, I don't know why they did so well, but we're going to have to check that out here before we see our winner of the Champions League. I'm guessing, again, if I had to take a guess, they have a goalkeeper who is in the 80 overalls. That seems to be why teams do well in these simulations. But let's go find them. Burnley here. Have I missed the Premier League? My eyesight terrible. Okay, let's go. We got the Premier League, and then Burnley should be one of the first teams. They are the 4th team on the list. Let us see. Burnley, why did you do so well? I gotta find it. Again, I'm thinking it's their goalkeeper. Maybe it is, maybe not. 73 for Mike Jones is their top rated player. Lindegaard, so they have a 73 rated goalkeeper. No way that's the reason. They have to have someone else. O'Neal, 73. Why did Burnley do so well? Okay, here's one of them. Wells, an 82 rated striker. Yeah, that'll do. And he's valued at 37 million and he's 36 years old. That is crazy. So he must have been the reason why they won the league. We can also go quickly, and what we could do is check out the top goal scorers in the league to see why he has to be number 1. Yeah, Wells is up there. We have Andy Carroll, 16. Aguero, 15. Darmian. What? Their fullback was 4th. Okay, that's enough of that. I don't need to see any more of that. It's just it's too crazy. You get this, it's just weird players finishing in weird spots. Let's go into the Champions League, and then we'll finish today's episode. So the winner is Monaco. So a French league team is winning. And again, whoever this is that they played in the final, I actually have no idea. Semifinals, a bunch of random teams. Unsure. I want to say this is a Norwegian team. Probably getting that wrong. And then we have the Russian team, I think. Don't get too angry at me if I'm wrong with that. Yeah, so this is just a weird Champions League. We got Spurs, Monaco. So hey, we controlled Spurs. We lost in the quarterfinals of this one. Weird, we lost in the quarterfinals in the Champions League, but we finished like 15th in the Premier League. Again, it's random, so really anything can happen. That's how things finish, and that is going to be how we finish off today's episode. Let me know if you want to see me maybe do this again, where maybe we could randomize like nations. We could randomize, I don't know, players, teams, different things like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you for another episode later on. Catch you guys then. Peace.